Have you ever made a decision that seemed perfect, only to regret it later? What if I told you that a simple mental trick could help you avoid these regrets and even spot opportunities that others miss? Would you want to learn it? Today, we're talking about forward and backward thinking. It's a mindset used by top investors, leaders, and problem-solving experts. If you stick with me till the end, you'll see problems in a completely different way. So, what is forward and backward thinking? In simple terms, it's looking at things from both sides. You think positively and move forward, but also ask yourself, what if it doesn't work? What if I'm wrong? This small mental shift can lead to entirely different outcomes. For example, a man selling combs walks into a group of bald people. Most would say, no market here. But a smart seller thinks, so many bald people, don't their families, friends, or even barbers need combs? Or a shoe seller enters a village where everyone is barefoot. A normal reaction, no market here. A smart person says, great. This is a huge untapped market. The same fact, viewed from a different angle, can lead to opposite conclusions. Investment legend Charlie Munger once said, if I knew I was going to die in a certain place, I'd never go there in my life. That's inverse thinking, not just asking what will work, but also what might fail. We can use a simple tool. Ask yourself, what if? What if the client's purchases don't grow 30% next year? What if the startup fails? What if my assumption is wrong? Asking just one extra what if helps uncover blind spots and prepare backup plans. In business, this often marks the difference between success and failure. When making decisions, people tend to focus on benefits and ignore drawbacks. Take love, for example. When you're in a relationship, you only see the positives. Friends point out flaws, and you think they're being nitpicky. After marriage, flaws show up every day, and you realize you can't handle them. So a truly reliable decision requires seeing both pros and cons. Accepting the drawbacks is part of genuine acceptance. The same applies to career choices. Staying in a job is stable, starting your own business offers freedom but carries risk. After weighing pros and cons, it's still a 50-50 chance. What then? This is when you elevate the decision to a higher principle. For example, if your life philosophy is, life should be challenging, even if your startup fails, you won't regret it, because you stayed true to your values. Here's another business story. Alfred Sloan, president of General Motors, once chaired an important meeting. Everyone agreed on a plan, no one opposed it. Yet he said, since no one raised objections, let's hold off on making a decision until we hear different opinions. Why? No opposition often means the discussion isn't deep enough. Management expert Peter Drucker also said, effective leaders must actively seek opposing views, or they risk being fooled by superficially reasonable ideas. In reality, this is a challenge for both leaders and teams. Can leaders accept uncomfortable feedback? Can team members speak up? A mature team doesn't debate who's right or wrong, but which perspective is valid. So how can you practice forward and backward thinking in daily life? Here are 4 tips. Ask, what if, when facing a problem? What if the assumption fails? What if your judgment is wrong? List pros and cons before making decisions. If you can't accept the drawbacks, don't proceed. Encourage differing opinions in the team. If everyone agrees, be cautious. Think about what to do and what not to do. Want to be healthy? Eat well, but also avoid overeating. Want to succeed? Work hard, but don't self-sabotage, don't gamble or take shortcuts. Ultimately, forward and backward thinking helps us. Avoid mental traps. Prepare backup plans. Make choices with less regret. Build a more mature team culture. So next time you feel, this plan is perfect, pause and ask yourself, what if it fails? What if I'm wrong? Sometimes, this one question is what separates ordinary people from experts. Thanks for watching. If this mindset inspired you, please give the video a like to support the channel. Feel free to share in the comments, have you ever avoided a pitfall by thinking the other way around? And don't forget to subscribe, we'll see you in the next video.